Hello, everyone. I wanted to share with you today my thoughts on when kindness is being misinterpreted as weakness. And how did this topic come up? Well, a friend and I, we were having a conversation this week, and somehow we got on the topic of when someone's kindness is being misinterpreted as a weakness and is taken for granted and sometimes being abused. So I thought about, after the conversation, I thought about how can I present this to you, because I wanted to share something that is common amongst all human beings. And unfortunately, I think that all of us have experienced times when our kindness is misinterpreted as a weakness. And even more so sometimes, and unfortunately, when that kindness is then abused. So what do we do, right? Well, certainly we have a choice to make in a situation like that. And the choice is that we cannot tolerate that. So we have to decide how we're going to move from that circle of interaction. And sometimes it's easy to do in the moment. You can easily physically or mentally remove yourself. And sometimes it isn't. It's easier said than done. But regardless, even if it's not in that moment, I think that certainly we can begin to plan. We have the ability to choose to plan to move ourselves out of that situation where our kindness would be misinterpreted and abused. And certainly within ourselves, we also have to ensure that we are not taking someone's kindness and misinterpreting their kindness as a weakness and then use that person as a patsy. Now, what I mean as a patsy, well, there's a children's book that I used to read to my young daughters. It's called Come On, Patsy. And what that book is about really is teaching how to navigate various personalities as we go through life. And what happens with us parents is we tend to teach our children certain things, but then we forget to teach ourselves as we're teaching. So the lessons that we're trying to teach, we forget to learn. And in that particular case, there was a little girl, she was very kind, and she had a friend who was, taking advantage of her kindness. And at a certain point, certainly the child was removed from the situation. It's no different, right, with us. There are times certainly that we have experienced something like this, and we need to remove ourselves from that situation. So all of us, I think, strive for kindness. I think as a human species, we're mostly kind people. Unfortunately, the bad actors get a lot of attention. So sometimes it doesn't seem that way. And in this moment, it may not seem that way. But I strongly believe, and we have to remind ourselves that most human beings are kind people. And that's where we need to be. And certainly kindness actually is a strength. It is one of our greatest strengths, I think, as human beings. So even though we may need to address situations as they occur, there's no reason, never a reason for someone to be mean-spirited, for someone to be undermining, for someone to be bullying, of someone that they think that they can just take advantage of. There's never a reason for that. So that actually, I believe, and most of us would probably agree, is the weakness. So I leave you with this thought. Anyone who would interpret kindness as a sign of weakness and as an opportunity to have a patsy moment, to take advantage of a person's kindness, is just not worth the invaluable experience of someone's kindness. And being kind is one of our greatest strengths. So I leave you with the thought again, be kind. Until next time.